I knew from childhood something was wrong with applied Christianity, also known as organized religion. I sat in Sunday school as a child, fascinated while listening to Bible stories, usually in flannel graph form. I loved seeing how all those biblical characters lived. And of course, my favorite of them all was Jesus and his disciples, and all he did and said while walking around among us. But then I'd look up from those stories and see something so different in the Christians of that particular church I was attending. I'm reminded of what Gandhi said. I like your Christ. I do not like your Christians. They are so different from your Christ. Ooh, that's bad. Remember, being a Christian in the first 300 years cost believers dearly. Are we not getting the same results because we're not paying the same price? They were known for their love, yet we, as being judgmental, self-righteous, intolerant, dogmatic, legalistic, and uncaring. G.K. Chesterton described the state of things in his day. The Christian ideal has not been tried and found wanting. It has been found difficult and left untried. The human factor. Maybe our motivation is different from the first believers. For many people, the mindset of Christianity has become, what's in it for me? Did we become Christians in order to go to heaven when we die? Escape hell, in other words? To become a better person? To be blessed and prosperous? Or to be happy? All of that is kind of a selfish Christianity. Maybe that's what we're getting wrong. C.S. Lewis said, I didn't go to religion to make me happy. I always knew a bottle of port would do that. If you want a religion to make you feel really comfortable, I certainly don't recommend Christianity. Another great book, a classic, Mere Christianity. It seems the culture of Christianity has morphed today into what some call churchianity. We're in our buildings, going through the motions, keeping rules and pushing them on others, but losing the heart and soul of the real message, which is love. To be honest, I'd say the current culture of Christianity in so many ways doesn't seem to resemble the plan as originally set down by Jesus and applied by the first believers. What was that plan? Well, he didn't come and die just to make us all nice people, good Christians. He came to initiate a new plan for humanity and set up an alternate government to man's failing kingdoms, and asks us to make him king and Lord of our lives, which is well beyond just visiting him once or twice a week in his Father's house. A great book I just read on this subject, How God Became King, The Forgotten Story of the Gospels, by N.T. Wright, a leading Bible scholar. The author proposes that as Christians, we got a lot of things right down through history. But, he writes, we have often managed to miss the main thing that all four of the Gospels are most eager to tell us. What we need is not just a bit of fine-tuning and adjustment here and there. We need a fundamental rethink about what the Gospels are trying to tell us. He insists we've lost sight of the big picture of what Jesus came to do. Sure, it was all about love, but he also came to launch a government, announce its arrival, and initiate its beginning, to show how things are to be done on earth as in heaven. It's about so much more than going to heaven, escaping hell, or even correct moral living. The story in the Gospels is the story of a new king and a new kind of king, a king who has changed everything, and a king who invites us to be a part of his new world. We are called on to make him our supreme Lord and King in this government he has begun. From all I've studied of worldviews, I think his is the best, the correct message, and the best ideology. Where it seems to be breaking down is in the application. We, his followers, are not adhering to the basic teachings, not living it correctly, and not transmitting it properly to others at times. I have seen the enemy, and it is us. Of course, it's all very tricky and has been down throughout history. We've had successes and failures, done some things right and done other things wrong. And if you study the story of Christianity, that's another great book I highly recommend, The Story of Christianity by Justo Gonzalez. An in-depth study of how the Jesus movement evolved since the very beginning, what we got right and what we got wrong. Read it for yourself to see what you think we got right and what we've missed. You'll see there have been critical issues down through the ages, and Christians have had to question and re-examine their beliefs in hopes of changing what was wrong while holding on to what's right. And that's our situation today.
Somebody loves you and wants you to know